Yes, the rumors are true. An old Soviet spacecraft is about to fall back to Earth within a few days. Under normal circumstances, small spacecraft like this one pose no real threat during reentry. But this time, the situation is a little different. The probe, called Cosmos 482, was designed to operate under Venus's extreme atmospheric conditions. Because of this, it was built with incredibly durable materials. So durable, in fact, that it might survive re-entry and hit Earth in one solid piece. If that happens, it could cause significant damage at the impact site. But don't worry, the chance of this Soviet space junk hitting you is lower than getting struck by lightning while walking outside. According to experts, the likelihood of a disaster is very, very, very low, but not zero. So what exactly is Cosmos 482? What makes it so important and potentially dangerous? And have we seen similar incidents in the past? Let's talk about it. Cosmos 482 was launched into space by the Soviet Union in 1972 during the height of the space race. While the U.S. focused on missions to Mars, the Soviets set their sights on Venus. As part of the Venera 8 mission, Cosmos 482 was intended to land on Venus and collect scientific data. The launch was successful, but once in orbit, things went wrong. Its rockets failed to fire correctly, and the spacecraft broke into 4 pieces. 3 of those pieces re-entered Earth's atmosphere and burned up. But one part, the landing capsule, got caught in Earth's gravity and began orbiting in an elliptical path, and it has been silently circling Earth for 52 years. That long journey is now coming to an end. According to recent calculations, the capsule, which is about 1 meter in size and weighs 500 kilograms, is expected to fall to Earth between May 8th and May 14th. We don't know the exact impact location. What we do know is that it will land somewhere between 51.7 degrees north and 51.7 degrees south latitude. Should we be worried? Normally, objects of this size burn up completely in the atmosphere. But Cosmos 482 isn't a typical object. As I mentioned earlier, it was built to survive Venus. Its structure is unusually heavy for its size, because most of its mass is made up of thick protective shielding. It was designed to plunge through Venus's dense atmosphere and crash onto the surface without breaking apart. That's why experts believe it might survive Earth's re-entry as well, though they're not certain. After 52 years in orbit, it's possible that radiation has severely damaged the shielding. But if it hasn't, and if it survives, the impact could be comparable to a non-nuclear tactical missile. Still, the odds are in our favor. Most likely it will land in the ocean, with less than a 10% chance of hitting solid land. And the chance of it striking a populated area is even lower. But again, there could still be a bad surprise, and we won't know for sure until May 14th. By the time you watch this video, the capsule might already have splashed down somewhere in the ocean and vanished. Or in the worst-case scenario, it could strike a populated area and cause real damage. Mathematically speaking, the chances of anything going wrong are extremely low. But who knows? We live in a country where bizarre things happen. Maybe it'll crash right into the middle of Istanbul. Wouldn't that be something? Jokes aside, we're probably safe, but we'll keep watching. How rare is this kind of event? Surprisingly, not that rare. Earth is constantly bombarded by space objects. Most of them natural meteoroids. But what we're concerned about here is human-made debris. According to statistics, over 200 human-made space objects fall to Earth every year. These are mostly leftover pieces from 80 years of space exploration, rocket stages, satellites, old spacecraft. Millions of these objects are still orbiting Earth. In 2024 alone, 1,200 pieces of space debris entered the atmosphere, and on average, 3 of them survived the descent and reached the ground. So this Soviet capsule story isn't that unique. Most of these events go unnoticed because they fall into oceans or remote areas. But sometimes they hit land. Last year, parts of a failed Falcon 9 rocket landed in Ukraine and Florida. In 2018, China's first space station, Tiangong-1, made an uncontrolled re-entry into the Pacific Ocean. In 2019, China's Tiangong-2 was deorbited in a controlled manner. The most famous controlled re-entry happened in 2001, when the legendary Mir space station, once the pride of the Soviet space program, was brought down safely into the ocean near Fiji on March 23rd. It created a stunning fireball that was captured by hundreds of cameras across the world. But space junk is becoming a growing problem. As I said earlier, we've been sending objects into orbit for nearly 80 years. Every mission adds more clutter, more risk. If we don't find a solution soon, falling space junk will be something we'll be hearing about much more often. Sure, nothing's hit your head yet, but that doesn't mean it never will. To sum up, there's no need to panic. You're probably safe, but Earth's orbit is turning into a giant junkyard, and that junk may eventually become a real threat. We've polluted the entire planet. Now we're polluting space too, and eventually it all comes crashing back down on us. Anyway, that's all for today. No need to panic or worry. Just stay alert until May 14th. See you in the next video. Take care.